February 10th, 1939.
Of course.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mr. Maya.
I'm sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed to into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange.
Oh, you're looking for Iris? She's in the prosecutor's lobby.
Ed! What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak, of course.
Today's testimony?
You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
Wait, what?
The prosecutee is squeezing her for confession, or so I heard.
Francesca von Karma, what are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Francesca isn't going to be the prosecutor today. Yeah, that's what I thought.
What? Who is?
Who else would it be but low battery?
Okay. Low battery. Godot battery.
Francesca is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. Is she gonna try to break the blocks?
Just by kicking them?
I
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Gonna whip them, exactly. She's been out there all night trying to remove these trick locks. With the head nun's assistant, naturally. We'd estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. Holy shit. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we see some good news soon.
Fucking bug in my face. Yeah, thanks, Edgy.
Prosecutor and nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that. I'm gonna punch someone in the face.
I can see in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden or frantic maniac you were yesterday.
It's strange. On the way here, there's a fucking bug in my eyeball.
What the fuck?
Strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting.
It's over 9,000.
Maybe you passed your cold on to someone else, literally.
Okay.
And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner. Oh.
Thanks, Dad.
Husband.
Still don't have an answer for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Elise. No, I mean Misty Faye. Impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. Scary. And what that woman is really after.
Yep.
I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end.
Oh, wow. February 10th, and it's 10 a.m. People are speaking. I'm back.
He took a break.
Court is now in session for the trial of Iris as a Kuro temple.
I'm sweating. Your Honor. What are you?
Who? Me? Oh, well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
Okay. Your little brother's Canadian, got it. See, Your Honor, so they're brothers, that explains a lot.
My poor brother, he looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
Coffee.
He did it. I'm just gonna blame everything on this man.
Yes.
It's impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us.
Turns out Godot just gets arrested in the end because he's a fucking asshole.
Yes, exactly! Fuck, I hope so. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. What is up his ass? We of the court have been charged with the sole duty of passing such judgment.
You're under arrest because you drank too much coffee.
Yeah, well said, Mr. Kuro. I understand exactly what you said, at least up until then. Anyway.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Me neither. Mr. Kuro, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains constant in this crazy world. Coffee?
Coffee.
The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then, you mean, forget it. What do you mean? During your yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she's had a change of heart. Sister Iris has a good temple, has confessed to make. A confession to make. The confession? The defendant?
Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? Because she's a fucking bitch.
Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
Okay. She is always snoring behind me.
Oh my god, of course she is. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. My name's Iris, and I'm a bit of a simple nun undergoing training at a high secret temple. Miss, is there something that you want to confess to? Yes. At first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright.
She gonna say I fucking did it?
Yeah, I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Elise? No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Haga's temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
Desecrated.
Desecrated it. Okay, there we go. It was hard with her accent sometimes.
Yeah.
What? I don't... Order in the court. Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder? Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat.
Oh no. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's a murder. Okay. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
The dough. So this is the confession they were conferring about. Pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Crumpled up and shoved into a pocket.
Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at Haga's temple ever since I was a little girl. Haga's temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the family name. Main family? Jesus. I'm sorry, but main family? Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. the daughter of the master of the Curry Mystic Maya Fey.
Okay, so she's
Yeah,
saying
I
Maya
thought
fucking
so.
did it.
Yup.
Huh? Stop sniffing that coffee.
Wake up and smell the coffee trait. No.
She's naming Maya?
Yup. Order in the court. So, not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer. I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my own very eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous. Maya could never do...
The defendant will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime, of the murder, of tomorrow, of yesterday? Yes, Your Honor.
Thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Like the bug that just landed on my hand and I smacked him and now he's dead.
Real murder.
I murdered that bug.
Mm-hmm. I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
Okay.
Well, Mystic Maya was still stunned when Mystic Elise moved it in to deliver a fatal strike.
Wait, what? Okay.
Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
I have a question.
So it was in self-defense? Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's bloody body to the temple so that Maya
was bloody.
wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Okay.
Something's not quite right. Sure, it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Yeah, there's fishiness going on.
Okay, I have... where is it? Was this thing. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Oh, he's calling for them.
What's him? She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
Dagger, huh? And Elise tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly. You look like I did a very mistakenly took Stigo Worcestershire sauce. Okay!
Okay.
Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Okay, now he's lawyer boy!
Do you have a problem with Iris's testimony?
I will be back.
Okay. Okay, Terminator child.
I will be back.
There is one thing,
Yeah.
Your Honor. I have a small problem with the witness' testimony.
You do? This witness is your own client.
Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony. Yes, sir. Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue. Okay. She's gonna continue. She threw the staff away and pulled a dagger from her inside her robe. Okay. And then what else? How did she know, though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Where's the staff at?
There.
Dang. I hope this is it.
Yeah.
Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Elise throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with the staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword.
Huh?
If Elise really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Okay. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a hidden sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? As long as sword is one wily and those quite effective as close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well...
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. Okay. As long as there's nothing strange about that, then there's no problem with her testimony.
But there is something strange about the whole testimony.
Yep. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright!
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey because it's her mom.
Yep.
Where is she?
She's...
Oh, she was in the first page?
Yep. Just throw it.
Yeah. Elise would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Fey? No! Not Misty Fey! God. Who the hell? Who's Misty Fey? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is the master of the Korean channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious? Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise actually from Mystic and Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 7 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Yeah. Unless she was possessed. Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, 1. That the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight, and 2. That the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing. Yes, what is this one little impossible thing? You still don't get it.
No.
You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Could you get to your point?
Yeah, I heard this witness confession this morning. Just as I'd taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health fight, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. Is that the dagger the witness testified to see, Ian? Obviously, Your Honor. But to not notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. Okay.
Where'd you find that? Didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Pine tree.
Pine tree?
Oh, this dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. It's too convenient, which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? But what victim?
Yeah.
Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this commission this morning, just as I'd taken the first sip of my 13th cup of coffee, the morning coffee. No, that was... Now
Did you
he's changed
just say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
Yeah. I didn't even have time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I ordered that the blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, get this a piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
Okay.
It's his sweetheart, apparently. Now then. Testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Cute girls never lie. Ever. But she has.
Yeah.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court. About what, what, Honor? About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women? Yes, Your Honor.
The battle.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Lee's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Lee was the one in the heavens with her back to the stone lantern. Oh god.
Red.
That's what Mystic Maya does, Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to feel it flinging out of the way, but then she collapsed. It was a very heartbreaking story. Was it though?
Yeah.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore. That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay, but didn't we come to the conclusion that she got, like, she dropped, she fell?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Where's the autopsy?
Yeah.
Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
Till now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yeah, that too.
Yeah, think so.
But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back.
Yeah.
This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of your doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? It's simple. People are like books. You've got a front and a back. You get my drift?
Okay.
Sure. Is that all you have to say? I can always say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter. And now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just... If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What?
What do you mean?
I'm confused about this man. There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. Why? But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? How's it going to explain yourself? The witness was quite ambiguous about her own...
Unambiguous, yeah.
Unambiguous about her own, because when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light? By the way, did you know has a rule that on nights when Akali is in her temple training, the stone lantern is the garden must be kept lit?
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Narrowly, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nut, Sister Bikini, on that night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible?
So? Hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. And there could have been enough faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Mostly lightning. Okay. Yeah, that's an illuminating fact that has chased all the contradictions away. No, it has not. If that staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. You can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right?
No.
What the fuck is he throwing at? Order. Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. He just took the lantern. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Okay, sure.
But if it wasn't lit, then that means they couldn't have seen either. And how would she write her name that well?
Exactly!
Also upside down as well. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
I'm back.
Why?
What's wrong? Your Honor, was that flame too hot? This lantern. There's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood!
Oh boy.
Yo.
So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood. Did he not notice?
Yeah.
It says Maya upside down. What the?
Oh yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Leaf didn't fall down right away. She must have been rotten on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body. Okay, sure.
Apparently it looks like that way. Oh, hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean? What are you all talking about?
We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern is clean as a whistle.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Is it because of his mask, I wonder?
I wonder.
He can't see red?
Yep.
Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
I wonder what happened to him. So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Zero, anything further? He's dying. Zero. Okay then. Let's move on.
I was literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from a caffeine overdose.
No. I believe it has now been established that that name was killed by Mei Fei.
That's just wrong.
Yep. Now it's time to turn our attention to you. No.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? made sure she was dead. Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Okay.
After Mystic Leaf died, I called out to Mystic Ma. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged behind me all the way across the dust bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to the house of temple and... I used the ship to alter the way that we intellect.
So you moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at the temple. I own a great deal of things to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick fate.
I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I intend to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I can't go back.
Your sword makes sense, I suppose. Does it though? Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Cross-examination! Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't realize I fucked it up until
Yeah.
you said it back to me. He's just drunk.
I mean, with how many cases he's had to fucking deal with Phoenix
I
Wright.
know. You might as well drink.
Yeah, about the snowmobile.
Yeah.
Snowmobile. I knew that would somehow show up sooner or later.
Yes, I have the key. I use the snowmobile to travel from house to temple to discuss the bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Should I ask for more details? About the tracks.
Yeah.
If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right?
Well, yeah, naturally you would expect tracks.
This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these tracks from that ride?
Yeah, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left her to the temple.
You see, snow was still falling, huh?
Then, when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
Hold my hand. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony?
It's very important. I'm gonna say. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to add Iris' statement Iris just made to the testimony.
But does it have something to do with the case?
I'll make clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record.
It should be fun. Oh no, he gotta drink his coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Ichigo. Yep, that's the mic. Are you gonna lay down, my son?
Where is it?
What are you looking for?
Weather.
Oh, yeah. Ow.
You claim that the snow had owl already stopped when this murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed this bridge at the time.
Why did you say that?
It's 5 minutes before the snow stopped. This bridge was struck by lightning and had caused fire.
What did you say? That the bridge? It was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of the lightning strike that the bridge burnt down.
What? But it can't be.
Ichigo.
Purring in my ears and my soul.
Yeah.
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney.
No.
Order.
Bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. I still think she was flying over on the snowmobile, like, she like, jumped it, ramped it or something.
Yep.
And that's what Larry saw.
Yeah, even my patience has its limits. Oh no. Any further lying, I will find you in contempt for court. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Oh, he's gonna object with his deep voice. The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Okay. Rude.
Okay.
Old man. Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat.
The important thing now is to find out the truth, isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise was discovered in the Hazard Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini. Witness Iris decorating Elise's body.
She decorated it.
Desecrating it. Jesus.
He makes a good point on both counts.
That's wrong. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming then about this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night. So my memory's still somewhat hazy.
Now you say that?
Yeah. You have stood at the witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Yep. Is only human to error. If you're so perfect, right? Maybe you can explain to the court, for this court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect isolation from the little magic trick?
So, I think... I'm probably wrong, but... What if they used the dagger and they carried the blood across and they wrote Maya's name on it that way?
Yeah.
Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across the burnt bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
Looks like the defendant is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. But it's not, though. Alright then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
What about Yana?
You admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Yana.
Will this be her final testimony?
No.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess.
There's also another theory, is that I believe that the sacred cavern leads around underneath and no one knows about it.
That's what I'm thinking too.
If snow so far or how it stops, does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's the way to cross the burning bridge?
I mean, maybe. So it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusty Bridge after it burnt down from the lightness blast. It was taken on the morning of the incident.
Pikachu!
Pika Pika!
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was burnt to a crisp, and
Okay.
that you can.
Interesting.
One of the sponge's wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Yeah. Clearly, it'd be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
After the crime,
So...
okay. Unless they do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder again.
Yeah, try it. I'm only going to say this one more time. It is only human to err, okay? And only humans can spot the errors of our ways. So, okay, so there's an error. He's saying.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
Yeah. Alright, it's alright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
But hear me out. What if you flew? Where's the drawing at?
Oh, there it is.
Oh. Wait, where? Oh,
what?
there.
No, keep going there. You're almost there.
Dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
What?
She could have also attached it to a string and then flung him across. Because that's why maybe the thing was detached from it, the wire.
Yeah. Yeah. You're saying it's possible. Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible at your claim is that it's been pulled out of the thin air.
I don't know about that. I don't know about anything, actually. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
Preposterous. Who is it? Who is this witness?
I can't chicken out here. That's the chicken child doing. I've got to keep on the tack and go, go, go. Miss Elise, brilliant and highly gifted apprentice. Larice.
Brilliant, highly gifted apprentice.
Remember what he said in his testimony? That night he was at the mountain shack, Heavenly Hall. Ed. That's what he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen it, the sketch before. It's the exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
Are you serious? Today is not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air?
Yes.
Are you using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Yes.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Judge looks like he's about to blow a casket.
Well, right, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does the sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down.
Yeah.
If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch?
Upside down. Why did Guido say that?
Let's hear the defense theory.
Oh, is the picture upside down?
I wonder.
I'm trying to look at it upside down. Oh, did she fall from the bridge, I wonder?
Yeah. Well, she did fall, so
yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think old Whisker Face is going to forgive me any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over.
Turn it upside down, Phoenix.
The sketch drawn by Larice is... exactly what happened. A complete contradiction. Something is obviously funny about the sketch.
I have no art credit, but even I can see that.
No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Larice stated it over and over, that the sketch was exactly what he saw.
Yep.
However, if we're to believe this testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality? Wow. This is getting interesting. Looks like you back to that finger pointed thing again. Okay, try it. So now what exactly contradicts reality as we know it?
Wish I could turn it upside down.
Yep.
So, yeah, because these would be on the other side, the bottom, wouldn't they? Okay. So, this thing, that button. It's the wire that's connected to the bridge, to the funny bone.
The wire? Is that the thing that contradicts reality?
Yeah. It is indeed. .com.
Then show us the reality that's supposed to conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality.
Where is it? No.
Yeah, where... Can we just get...
this thing.
Yep. Photo of the Dusty Bridge, correct?
Yes, now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusty Bridge...
Jumping... what?
Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat. Okay.
The wires are below the guard wires.
Order. This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Perhaps he just drew wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that!
With someone like Larice, I'd admit a mistake is definitely possible. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
Are you saying you know the answer to that?
Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed this event?
Sleeping.
He was upside down himself.
Yeah.
He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And finally he laid down.
Yep.
But then, lightning shoots from the sky, sets the bridge aflame, and then the Power Rangers. Now, ponder what sort of position Larice must have been in at the time. He's laying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did.
He was laying on his back. I can't see how it relates.
But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go upside down.
Ah. The way.
Larice witnessed the event while he was laying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down.
Yep. So then, the sketch should really actually...
Think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. Yeah, that's right, just like a pendulum.
Order. Oh no. Oh, those things say pendulum.
The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. What if the body had been found at the inner temple? It would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take the gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Let's think about that for a minute, shall we? Dusty Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that's right.
In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. Yep. To get a rope that long, you have to plant and head. Nope.
The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them.
What?
Saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there.
In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum? Is it up to her again?
Yeah, I think it's the picture again.
Yeah. A minute of this is...
If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard.
Oh, this is one of the wires from the bridge.
As he strokes his beard. When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise's body. Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because there was simply no other way to remove the body.
Oh, okay. Okay, dude.
How much coffee's in that mug?
It's bottomless. Let's go. Seems that Mr. God has more forces on his coffee than answering my question.
Is he like Fry in that one episode, Futurama?
It seems the odds of the rope being reliable, it was very high. Okay, good. So I suppose that is not so belief after all.
Objection!
Okay, he's ready. Possible or impossible, that is not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Right, I wonder if you can prove... Jesus, what happened to us?
He choked on his coffee.
Actual evidence that the body was swung over the pendulum. Like pendulum. I mean...
Oh, I see.
That why?
Is that why her head was busted? Or was...
Yeah.
Where's the... Where is it?
Where's the picture?
Stabbed him in the back, body fell... Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped, just like my sanity. Looking at the map, we can see it's one of that was in the front of the inner temple.
So then that was the spot where the criminal is.
Yes, precisely criminal. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. Ugh, burps. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point.
Did you say drop?
I said drop. Well, then they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped from some distance.
Yeah.
What kind of evidence?
The autopsy?
Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
Oh,
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. Body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, Genshin impact,
Yeah.
that is, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yes, this bloodstained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off Miss Ellie's staff. And even more importantly, is the place where the crystal sphere was found.
Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal sound. Ah.
Precisely, Your Honor. It's the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed.
This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that
Did
night.
someone just get slapped?
An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. I really felt like so. Oh, yeah. Mr. Wright. What a bitch. I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Gott? You just got now. That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, right? It wasn't a guess, but okay. Well, but you forgot about one thing. Oh, what would that be? The aroma.
Huh?
Coffee's most reliable compass, Jesus, is its deep and profound aroma. It is very nice smelling.
The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
Dying. If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been a harmless line way to catch it. Harmless? The criminal was about to cross Dusky Bridge. So So, who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trite? Huh, Mr. Gado is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do?
Yes, Your Honor. Body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice.
Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Was it Bikini? Who was the person that had the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
I don't think it was Bikini.
No. Okay, who do we have?
I still think that... I don't know if it might have been Maya or Pearl who, you know, summoned her twin, but I think that that happened.
Well, yeah.
So, I think that Iris... Because Iris had to be on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
Can only be you, Sister Iris.
Yep.
Huh? But
I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad luck... bad back... Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Yep. Right, were you even listening to the witness testimony? Yes.
Or hear me out. What if Godot had something to do with it? Because
I know.
He was there.
He was there!
Yeah,
and he knows
and
the entire layout.
He keeps hinting at something.
He is.
On the night of the crime.
on the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after mother-daughter blah blah blah.
Blah blah. I couldn't have forgotten, but you have Mr. Godot. What was that voice?
It was like me one, but like mixed with something else.
Yeah. This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple. Desecrating the corpse of the victim.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if on that night the defendant was in the two different places at the same time.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why are you such a fucking bitch? Why don't you just say you're guilty? Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnout bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, but I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it's impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing, you dumb bitch. Unless you're not really Irish to begin with.
Yep.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection!
Yes. Are you serious? Right? You mean this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so silly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya.
Yep.
It's actually Dahlia.
Yep.
And maybe Iris is the one who actually died?
Maybe?
The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is... Attorney's Badge. Where is she?
She's right there.
I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time. Dahlia Hawthorne.
Hawthorne?
Sister Iris had a twin sister. We call her Sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, Sister.
The name rings bells, distant bells, but bells nonetheless, bells. It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. And his voice changed again. Yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years ago.
My name's Dolly Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your
The honor's all mine.
Oh, no, the honor's all mine. Oh. But, according to this, Ichigo, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month. Yes, so... They could have switched places? So what? That has no... has no meaning in this courtroom.
He has a hairball.
Yes. Order.
Wait a moment. How can I? How can you? My sister's dead.
What kind of objection? You of all people should already understand that. Blood of the master of the Korean channeling technique flows from the body.
Korean challenging channels technique. Now, where have I heard that?
That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia. Yeah, and currently having the body of the spirit me. I mean, that's my first thought.
Same,
but honestly, they could have also swithed places, knowing fucking Ace Attorney.
Exactly. What an exciting story, exciting but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be challenged. Challenged?
I think you're challenged.
I am challenged. On the very night of the murder to the temple of the murder, where her twin murder sister, Iris, was murdered.
Well, if you're going to put things that way, then yes, murder.
Murder. You're supposed to believe an occurrence like that just happened. Since...
Objection. Naturally, it was no coincidence that he was wet. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. Part of the plan was called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night... Burps. There were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
2 of them?
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means Iris that was at dinner time was the real Iris.
And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris.
Yeah.
Meaning that the Iris sister bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Do you even know what you're saying, Wright? This whole challenging spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business.
I'm also kind of skeptical a little bit because doesn't she need only one body? So I still think there's another accomplice somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, it's true that you found plans to talk about it. Okay. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the real Iris.
What? Because her hair would change if she was... Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
echoing.
Hello. Why am I echoing suddenly?
Hold on. Okay, are we good? No.
Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Is it still echoing? I don't know.
I think it's calmed down.
Okay, I don't know why that does that occasionally.
Yeah.
Okay. Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime.
The crime of echoing.
After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hotline that had been challenged is challenged.
The challenging.
Would have been standard, stranded in the inner temple due to the lightning struck.
Were we being summoned or something with that echo? That was funny. We were in the abyss.
It was later that the body was moved by a pendulum. In the rushing water of the fire.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that the natural iris that received the body was the real iris. Are you with me so far?
A little bit.
I don't know.
Yes.
After being notified that how it happened, the police came to Asuka Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her.
I'm starting to think, like I said, what if Godot was the one who pendulumed her across?
Yeah.
And he could have put the locks on the thing, if it wasn't Maya.
Yeah. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that.
Good goodness. It looks like she's far convinced.
Oh, she's blushing.
But something still seems way off. I'm still not convinced that the iris here is the same one from the other night.
I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous.
Yes, who could be
Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia. Somehow switch places.
The echo's still there a bit.
Switch places.
You might have to move your mic a bit, child. Thank you.
Switchy swatch. To be fairly honest, there are still quite a few things I still understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness identity, we can't continue with this trial.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere.
Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazuka Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes.
I mean, there is one.
Was it the Earth?
Might have been there.
Or before.
Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance.
Oh, explain yourself.
Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Yeah. Unknown.
Yeah. That's
what do you mean?
When the earthquake happened.
Yeah.
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely unsupervised.
And who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? You?
Yeah.
Judge?
Yep, Kat, you need to move. I'm sorry, I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, Edward.
The person who gave Iris the chance to move freely about was... really...
Right there. Take that! Oh, this is Mr. Edworth, isn't it?
Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
Earthquake?
I wonder if the earthquake had something to do with them switching. Like, I mean, we already know that, but I meant them switching which caused the earthquake.
Yeah, exactly.
Earthquake! Oh my goodness, the inner temple. This kind of tremor might. She's southern now.
Heel hurt. How could I have? She fled. She escaped.
She's a bitch. Went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia. But I still feel like the hair should switch color then.
Unless, yeah, who knows? That's quite enough for her name, Mr. Wright. Now you see here, no judge in this right mind would consider the idea of... Be quiet. Yeah. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge. The voice? Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dolly Hopfun, in my current profession, permanently retired. Okay.
So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
She's so evil. I like that
so
look.
Evil. Yeah. What is going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. And, I mean, another thing is, what if she isn't summoning her sister? What if she just has split personalities?
Exactly.
It's another theory.
There's so many theories. Like,
Game
either
theory.
She actually didn't die and she's been hiding out
Yeah.
on the island, like, all this time.
Mm-hmm. In the cave.
Yeah.
But this time I'll end it for her and for myself.
And where the fuck is Maya? Like, to be continued on Dragon Ball Z and where Maya is.
Dragon Ball Ace.